the invitation that changed everything. Earth's first official contact with the galactic community was supposed to be a celebration. When the Zelthar Dominion sent an invitation for humanity to join the Grand Concord, Earth's leaders saw it as an unprecedented opportunity. A chance to step onto the interstellar stage, shake hands with ancient civilizations, and claim a rightful place among the stars. The broadcast was received worldwide. The Dominion extends its hand, the message declared, the holographic projection of a towering, regal-looking alien filling every screen. Earth has proven itself as an advanced species. We welcome you to the stars. It was an invitation to join civilization itself. Or so we thought. In truth, it was a test. And the galaxy was about to learn that humanity didn't fail tests. Welcome to the galaxy, now kneel. The UNS Valor, Earth's first diplomatic vessel, entered orbit above Veltrax Prime, the Dominion's political heartworld. It was supposed to be a simple affair, handshakes, trade agreements, the standard bureaucratic rituals. Instead, the moment the ship landed, human delegates were surrounded by heavily armed Dominion enforcers. By decree of the Grand Concord, a Zelthari general sneered, Earth is to submit unconditionally. Your leaders will surrender all planetary defenses and your military will be absorbed into the Dominion hierarchy. The message was clear. Humanity hadn't been invited to join. They'd been summoned to kneel. But there was one colossal mistake the Dominion had made. Humans don't kneel. A fight we never wanted. Ambassador Reynolds, the lead human diplomat, took a slow breath and looked around the chamber. Every alien species that had come before them, dozens of races, had accepted this demand. Some had even thanked the Dominion for their mercy. Not humanity. His response was short. Go fuck yourself. The guards raised their weapons. The humans moved first. Reynolds' personal security detail, handpicked from Earth's elite, unleashed hell. 2 Dominion enforcers were dead before they hit the floor. The rest hesitated, too slow. In a flash of motion, knives were drawn, rifles snapped into position, and the entire chamber erupted into chaos. It was 10 humans against 50 alien warriors. It should have been a massacre. And it was. But not the way the Dominion expected. Shock and awe. Earth's soldiers were outnumbered 5-1. It didn't matter. A Dominion elite warrior raised his plasma rifle, only for Sergeant Halloway to grab his wrist, twist it violently, and slam his combat knife through the alien's throat. Lieutenant Park moved like a ghost, weaving between incoming fire and placing precise rounds into exposed weak points. The room became a war zone, filled with the screams of dying alien warriors. By the time the last Dominion officer collapsed, clutching at the jagged bayonet buried in his chest, the human delegation stood bloodied but unbroken. The survivors? 0 humans down. 50 Dominion warriors dead in under a minute. For the first time in history, an invited species had refused the Dominion's rule. And worse? They had won. Earth's answer, war. The footage leaked instantly. The Dominion tried to suppress it, but in the age of interstellar networks, nothing stays hidden. The galaxy watched in horror as the video spread. The battle. The efficiency. The sheer brutality of the human response. It didn't look like diplomacy. It looked like an execution. The Dominion High Council convened within hours. This aggression will not stand, one of the warlords spat. Earth must be crushed before this insolence spreads. And so, just 3 days after first contact, humanity received a new transmission. You have declared war on the Dominion. The Council expected submission. What they got was laughter. The first strike. The Dominion was arrogant. They thought they understood warfare. They thought humanity was just another primitive race with crude technology and a short lifespan. But humans had spent thousands of years perfecting the art of war. And they weren't about to fight the way the Dominion expected. Orbital invasion gone wrong. The first Dominion fleet arrived above Earth exactly 1 week after the battle on Veltrax Prime. 100 warships. 10,000 ground troops. The largest invasion force ever assembled against a single planet. The fleet commander, Lord Zyvar, was confident. His forces had conquered dozens of worlds before. Earth would be no different. Proceed with the invasion, he ordered. The first wave descended toward Earth. They never made it. The kill zone. The moment the Dominion dropships entered the atmosphere, they were ripped apart. Hundreds of human railgun platforms, hidden in orbit, opened fire simultaneously. Dominion armor, designed for plasma warfare, was shredded like paper by hypervelocity tungsten slugs traveling at Mach 20. In less than 90 seconds, half the invasion fleet was gone. The survivors? They landed in what they thought were undefended zones. They were wrong. The Dominion didn't understand asymmetrical warfare. They had no experience with human guerrilla tactics. They weren't ready for ambushes in dense urban environments, for IEDs that turned entire convoys into fireballs, for snipers that could put a round through a target's skull from 2 kilometers away. They expected open-field battles. They got a nightmare. The first victory. The battle lasted 6 weeks. By the end of it, 95% of the Dominion invasion force was dead. The rest? They weren't prisoners. Because humans didn't capture war criminals. They buried them. The last Dominion ship, a burning wreck of its former glory, limped out of orbit broadcasting a single chilling message. Do not come back. And the galaxy heard it loud and clear. Humanity had been tested. And the Dominion had failed. But this was just the beginning. The war wasn't over. It was only getting started. The Dominion's humiliation. The Dominion was reeling. For thousands of years their rule had been absolute. No species had ever dared resist. No planet had ever fought back and won. Yet, here was Earth, a species they had never even considered a threat, reducing their invasion force to charred wreckage and unburied corpses. The council chamber was filled with chaos. We must strike back. Lord Zyvar bellowed, his pride shattered. We will burn that world and display their corpses as a warning. But the other warlords hesitated. Because while Earth had repelled their invasion, the real horror was what came next. Earth didn't stop at defense. They counterattacked. The first retaliation. The Dominion assumed that humans, like every other conquered race, would lick their wounds and prepare for another battle. They were wrong. Earth had a different doctrine, a simple, brutal principle burned into its military history. A war isn't won by defending. A war is won by making sure the enemy never gets back up. Just 6 weeks after the failed invasion, humanity launched its first interstellar strike. A fleet of 10 ships, smaller and technologically inferior by galactic standards, entered Dominion space at breakneck speeds. They didn't follow standard battle doctrine. They didn't line up for honorable engagement. They hit hard. They hit fast. And by the time the Dominion understood what was happening, 3 of their major supply stations were reduced to debris. The first human interstellar fleet had made its opening move. And the galaxy was horrified. The humans fight like monsters. Dominion strategists couldn't understand it. Humans didn't fight with traditional fleet formations. They didn't rely on plasma weapons or energy shielding like the rest of the galaxy. Instead, their warships fired projectiles traveling at near-light speeds, capable of punching through multiple capital ships in a single shot. Their marines didn't engage in orderly battles. They hunted. When human forces landed on Drax 9, a heavily fortified Dominion outpost, the defenders prepared for a siege. But what they got was something else entirely. Human soldiers didn't fight from trenches. They moved in shadows. They struck at night, under heavy storms, where their thermal optics gave them absolute dominance. Dominion officers disappeared from their bunkers, their throats slit while their guards stood inches away, oblivious. Entire battalions woke up to find their water supplies poisoned, their vehicles rigged with explosives, their radios hijacked to play eerie, looping human music, just to break their minds before the bullets even started flying. The garrison surrendered in 3 days. The few survivors were left to spread the message. Humanity didn't just win battles. They destroyed your will to fight. The galactic powers start to worry. The Dominion wasn't the only empire in the galaxy. Other civilizations, some neutral, some allies of the Dominion, watched Earth's war with growing unease. The Zyvar coalition, a species known for their diplomatic power, sent an envoy to Earth. They had one simple request. Stop. Earth's answer? A broadcast of the Dominion's invasion orders. A warning to the entire galaxy. If you come for us, you will regret it. The message was clear. And it sent a cold chill through every galactic ruler. Because Earth wasn't just winning. They were getting better. The arms race no one wanted. Before the war, human technology was considered outdated. They lacked shields. Their ships were smaller. Their weapons were crude by Dominion standards. But humans did something no species had ever done before. They adapted at a speed that terrified the galaxy. Within months, Earth had reverse-engineered Dominion FTL drives, making their ships as fast as any war fleet. Developed railguns powerful enough to punch through planetary defenses. Perfected cyber warfare tactics, allowing them to disable Dominion fleet communications before battles even began. What took other civilizations centuries to develop, Earth achieved in months. And the galaxy realized something even worse. Humans weren't just learning from their enemies. They were outpacing them. The turning point, the Battle of Karthos. The Dominion knew it had one last chance. A final push to crush humanity before their growth became unstoppable. They gathered a massive war fleet, 300 capital ships, thousands of fighters, an armada built to wipe Earth's forces from existence. And they sent it straight for Carthos, one of the first human colonies beyond the solar system. They expected a quick victory. Instead, they walked into a slaughterhouse. Humanity's final warning. As the Dominion armada arrived, they found Carthos empty. No warships. No defenses. Just an abandoned planet. Confused, they advanced. Straight into Earth's trap. Hidden beneath the planetary surface, thousands of automated railgun platforms came online. Kinetic strikes rained down on the Dominion fleet. Ships that thought they were safe in high orbit were torn apart by ground-based artillery that could fire through the planet's atmosphere. Then the real horror began. Human ships, waiting behind the planet's moon, launched a coordinated ambush. Dominion battlecruisers, designed for head-on engagements, were cut apart by flanking maneuvers they had no counter for. Dominion commanders panicked. They tried to retreat. The humans didn't let them. The battle lasted 3 hours. By the end, not a single Dominion warship survived. The last transmission sent from Carthos was simple. A single human voice. If you come again, we won't stop at defense. We will erase you. The galaxy stands still. When the news broke, everything changed. The Dominion had lost its strongest fleet. Its rulers cowered behind their citadels, whispering of surrender. The ZYR coalition cut ties with the Dominion entirely. And Earth? Earth had gone from a nobody species to the most terrifying military force in the galaxy. But this wasn't the end. Because now humanity wasn't just fighting to survive. They were deciding what to do with their new power. And the galaxy had no idea what was coming next. The aftermath of Carthos. The Dominion was shattered. The Battle of Carthos had not only destroyed their largest war fleet but also exposed a horrifying truth. Humanity was no longer reacting to attacks. They were planning ahead. In just one battle, Earth had turned the Dominion's own tactics against them. The galaxy watched in stunned silence. Oh, how did a species that, a decade ago, barely had interstellar travel, just outmaneuver an empire with millennia of experience? The Dominion's leadership, once proud and unshakable, now whispered of surrender. But for humanity? The war was just getting started. Earth's ruthless decision. Back on Earth, the United Terran Council convened in secret. Their question was simple. Do we stop here? Carthos had been a warning. The Dominion was reeling. Some factions within the Galactic Senate had even begun pleading for peace talks. But the humans didn't trust peace. They knew history. They knew that leaving an enemy wounded only meant fighting them again later. The decision was made. No peace. No truce. No half measures. Earth would finish this war. The total war campaign begins. 2 weeks after Carthos, Earth's military launched Operation Iron Storm. For the first time, human fleets entered Dominion space with full force. The Dominion expected a slow, careful advance. What they got was a war machine that didn't stop. Humanity didn't fight like any other empire. They didn't conquer planets traditionally, they broke them. Orbital strikes destroyed planetary defenses before ground troops even landed. Saboteurs infiltrated Dominion war councils, feeding Earth real-time battle plans. Human AI warfare locked Dominion fleets out of their own networks, turning their own weapons against them. Entire systems fell in days. Dominion governors abandoned their posts. Their soldiers mutinied, unwilling to face an enemy that fought like a nightmare given form. And then the real horror began. Humanity's first dreadnoughts. For years, Earth had been behind in ship technology. Their fleets had outmaneuvered the Dominion using strategy, but ship-to-ship combat was always a risk. Until now. After reverse engineering Dominion warships, Earth unveiled its newest creation. The Titan-class dreadnought. 4 kilometers long, covered in reinforced ablative armor. No energy weapons, just pure, unstoppable kinetic devastation. A spinal railgun capable of firing slugs at near-light speed, punching through fleets in one shot. Advanced stealth plating, allowing entire war fleets to vanish from radar before striking. The first of these monsters, UNS Fury, led Earth's assault on the Dominion's industrial stronghold of Gorax Prime. The Dominion fleet outnumbered humanity's forces 5-1. It didn't matter. The first shot from Fury's railgun tore through 3 Dominion capital ships in a single impact. The second shot broke their command carrier in half. The Dominion fled before the third. The fall of the Dominion. One by one, Dominion worlds burned. What had once been the most feared empire in the galaxy was now on its knees. Dominion warlords sent desperate envoys. They offered tribute. surrender, even alliances. But Earth's answer remained the same. No. They had one goal left: the siege of the homeworld. The Dominion's capital, Idoloth, was their last fortress. A planetary stronghold protected by an armada of defenses, once considered impenetrable. But Earth's fleet wasn't coming for a battle. They were coming for an execution. As Fury and the Terran armada arrived, the Dominion made its final stand. 50,000 defense drones launched. Orbital cannons fired non-stop. The last Dominion fleet stood its ground. For 10 hours the battle raged. But Earth didn't falter. Because humanity had one final weapon left. A weapon that had existed since Earth's ancient wars. A weapon older than space travel, older than the Dominion itself. The final blow, the first orbital invasion. While the battle raged in orbit, the Dominion was focused on the wrong fight. Because humanity had already begun landing troops on Idoloth's surface. Thousands of drop pods crashed into their capital city, carrying elite human strike teams. The Dominion's defenses crumbled as human soldiers pushed toward the Imperial Palace. They didn't want land. They didn't want prisoners. They wanted the Dominion's leaders. And by the end of the 14th hour they got them. The ruling Dominion warlords, once untouchable, were dragged from their fortresses and executed in the streets. The end of the Dominion. By sunrise the once great empire was gone. Its fleet? Destroyed. Its leadership? Executed. Its homeworld? Under human control. And as the galaxy watched in horror, humanity made its final declaration. The Dominion is no more. Earth rules now. The galaxy's new superpower. With the Dominion erased, the rest of the galaxy stood still. Every empire, every warlord, every ambitious ruler now had one shared fear. What if humanity wasn't done? What if Earth wanted more? They had seen what humans could do. And they knew without a doubt. No one could stop them. The silence after war. For the first time in millennia the galaxy was silent. The Dominion, the once unstoppable force that had ruled with an iron grip, was gone. Its fleets? Destroyed. Its rulers? Executed. Its homeworld? Under human control. Across the stars, alien empires watched in stunned disbelief. Humanity had won. Not through sheer numbers or advanced technology, but through a relentless, calculated brutality that had never been seen before. They hadn't just defeated the Dominion. They had erased it. And the galaxy knew, Earth wasn't just another rising power. They were something else. Something far worse. The occupation of Idoloth. Human banners hung from shattered Dominion citadels. The once proud capital of Idoloth, once thought untouchable, was now nothing more than a graveyard of an empire. Human soldiers walked the streets, their boots echoing through abandoned strongholds. But this wasn't just occupation. This was a message. Earth wasn't here to rule the Dominion's old worlds. They were here to bury them. One by one, human commanders issued a single order. Erase every trace of the Dominion's legacy. Every statue? Demolished. Every record of their history? Burnt. Every symbol of their empire? Burnt. By the time humanity was finished, there would be nothing left. Because humanity understood something the Dominion never did. True conquest isn't just about victory. It's about ensuring your enemy is never remembered. The Galactic Senate's desperation. On the other side of the galaxy, the remaining alien empires gathered. The Galactic Senate, once a powerless bureaucracy, had suddenly become humanity's last hope for control. Every leader, every warlord, every surviving power sat in fear. What if Earth wasn't done? If they had already crushed the Dominion, what stopped them from taking everything? For the first time the galaxy united, not to fight but to plead. They sent envoys to Earth. They begged. You have won. We acknowledge your strength. Please, take what you want but leave the rest of us alone. Spare us and we will give you anything. It was humiliating. Rulers who once laughed at humanity's weakness were now on their knees. But Earth's answer? Silence. The rise of the Terran hegemony. Humanity didn't respond immediately. Because while the Senate begged, Earth was preparing something else entirely. Their scientists had spent years reverse engineering alien technology. Now their breakthrough had come. The first human-designed quantum FTL drive was ready. Faster than any known warp technology. Able to bypass natural gravity wells. Capable of transporting entire war fleets in hours, not weeks. In one move, Earth had shattered the one advantage the galaxy had left. Now they could strike anywhere, anytime. And the galaxy knew, no border, no empire, no fortress was safe anymore. With the Dominion gone, a new name spread through the stars. the Terran hegemony. Earth was no longer just a planet. It was now the single greatest power in the universe. And its message to the galaxy was clear: obey, or be erased. The last warning. As human diplomats finally arrived at the Galactic Senate, every leader held their breath. Would Earth demand tribute? Would they declare war on all? Would they annex every empire? Instead, the human ambassador spoke just one sentence: "We are watching." Nothing more. No threats. No declarations. No ultimatums. And yet, it was the greatest warning ever given. Because the galaxy knew what it meant. They had one chance. One chance to exist in peace. If they ever crossed Earth again, there wouldn't be a second warning. There would only be fire. The dark legacy of humanity. In the following years, the galaxy changed forever. No empire dared challenge Earth's rule. Wars between alien factions became rare. Everyone feared that a human fleet would arrive. Entire civilizations altered their cultures, rewriting history to avoid mentioning past conflicts with humans. Humanity had become a force beyond war. They were no longer just a military superpower. They were a myth, a nightmare, a legend whispered in the dark. Do not anger the Terrans. Do not provoke Earth. Do not wake the sleeping gods. And so, humanity's final victory wasn't just in battle. It was in fear. A fear that would last for eternity. Fire, the story of Earth's rise is complete, but is this truly the end? Or just the beginning of a new chapter in galactic history? If you want more, like, comment, and subscribe. Fire.